Khan Shalom, all praise to Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Greatmillstone, and salutations to the hopeful electors pushing his truth and sincerity.
Abu 7. It truly looks like this food apocalypse has begun and is underway. For anyone living under a rock, it is on. And for people out there that go into one store and say, everything looks good in my town because they went into one store, they have a rude awakening coming as well. Many areas that were reporting here for the past couple months that everything seemed fine, that's not the case anymore. From New York down to Texas, over to California, each and every state has people reporting in now. And I'm getting it en masse. And we have multiple issues that are going on. I mean, we can look here at images across the board that are flooding in constantly of people saying the same thing, whether it's bread, noodle, meat, rice. It just doesn't matter. Edible oils, this is the newest. They hit a record high here. And guess who is the #1 importer of all this? China and India. Yeah, the same China that is hoarding almost half of the world's grain supply right now. That China. Same China that's marching all over the world non-stop, doing whatever they want, connected to all these atrocities, yet no one's calling them out. No one is stopping them. And whoever's in that White House seems to have bended a knee. We ain't having this. If you guys are going to sit back and watch your country go down the tubes, that is on you. Other people are going to make moves. And when they make these moves and things happen and maybe even they die, oh well, some people checked out of here in a legendary tip, riding for what they believed in, instead of sitting on that ass doing nothing, watching this whole thing get swept away. So, what are you doing? Just waiting for it to hit your grocery store before you make a move? A smart person, a wise person, would see that this is happening far and wide, even if their grocery store was stocked. And they would be making moves, seeing what is coming around the corner. That's why we put this information out there, to hopefully save lives and to keep people prepared. But to be honest with you, after a decade of telling you to get ready, getting ready time is over. You either have a plan and you implement it from here, or I don't even know what to tell you, because you sat around doing nothing all this time. For everyone that says, oh, I can't, I had no way. Garbage. I come from the gutter. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you want to survive, you will. If you don't want to, you won't. I'll leave a link. Join me for the live streams where I air this stuff out.
Yeah, man, and that's true, man. You know, when you look around, that's why the scripture speaks about you got to be circumspect, be vigilant in these days, be well aware of what is taking place. And you can be, you can be oblivious concerning what is taking place on this earth, man. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware of the steps that Esau is taking. The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3. A prudent man foresees the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. As well here in the Netherlands, I see a lot of empty shelves, man. You know, and when you see empty shelves, you gotta understand and know where we're heading towards, man. We're moving towards a time where the Most High spoke about he would break the staff of bread. That is what is taking place right now. We're moving towards a famine, a scarcity concerning food. This is in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, verse 15. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt and an instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgments in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes, I the Lord have spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and I will break the staff of bread. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilences and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi, have spoken it. And when you're looking at America, the Most High is doing this thing. He is the one who's responsible and is going to cause for famine. The Most High is going to put the spirit on evil beasts to devour people upon the earth. The Heavenly Father is the one who's guiding and instructing the minds of the people, and of the scientists or whoever is the one who comes up with these pestilences, with these diseases. The Heavenly Father is bringing the sword, the judgment, the destruction upon the people. Why? Because of the things that has been done in that corporation, man. And do understand there's no healing for what is taking place. When you're looking at the prices, for example, in the book of Second Kings 6, you know, you see the prices skyrocketing. Second Kings chapter 6 verse 24. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad the king of Syria gathered all the hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver. So this is a situation when Samaria was camping with a famine. And they sold, they're speaking about hyperinflation, they sold an ass's head. An ass is an unclean animal. But these people were so desperate, so stricken by the famine that they even sold a donkey ass, it's like a donkey's head, for this amount of money, man, for this amount of pieces of silver. And the fourth part of a cap of a dove's dung, which is the a dove shit, for 5 pieces of silver. That's how bad things got in Samaria for the people, man. It says, and the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, and there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help me, my lord, O my king. And he said, If the Lord Yahawah do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, The woman said unto me, this woman, which is another woman, said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Cannibalism. People being driven so bad and so horrible into a state of thinking, eating your own child, or eating the child, because in this case it was a woman who offered her son to be eaten. And then, no, give your son, we will eat your son, and the next day we're going to eat up my son. So we boiled my son, so they cooked their son, and did eat him. You can't even imagine how horrible that is. You got to cook your own son, and you eat up your own son. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. So she came, man, that's crazy. You eat up her son, and you promise the next day we go eat up my son. And the next day when she comes to eat up your son, the woman hid her son. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes and passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and beheld, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. Yeah, man, this is a mourning, is a state of complete confusion, pain, agony, to see the Israelites, you know, to see Israelites in that state, man, is a horrible predicament, man. But guess what? The same thing is taking place in this present time. The book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginnings of famine and great death. The huge scarcity of food is going to lead to a mass death upon this earth, man. And this is not only the thing that is plague is right now the case, because the beginning of wars, we're moving towards a third world war. The Armageddon, the final war will be waged upon this earth, man. And the powers shall stand in fear, and the rulers shall stand in fear, because they see that we're getting closer and closer unto the end, the comeback of the Redeemer, who the people call Jesus Christ. His name is Yahawashi and Lashon Kadash. The beginning of evil, this is the beginning of all tribulation. Great tribulation is falling upon the people. The great pressure from above and the pressure from beneath is taking place, and is merely only turning up for the people. You know, what shall I do when these evils shall come? What we do is what we did. We put our trust in Yahawah, and we keep fighting against this force upon this earth. We keep striving for the Lord, and we hope to be part of the elect. Behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. This is what is taking place right now upon this earth. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness. The wicked, the rulers upon this earth, are not going to change from their ways. The people that are living in the system are not going to repent and change their ways, nor be always mindful of the scorches. They will not consider why these things are happening. They will not consider their own ways while they're undergoing all the tribulation and agonizing pain. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Yeah, because many people might look at a situation and they might think like that this thing is beneficial, but it's not beneficial. You know, we're also moving towards the thing called Black Friday. Black Friday again, how people always deal with the situation of so-called the prices, discount on prices. Many people really think that this is a beneficial thing for them, but it's not beneficial. You know, it says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. Many of the people are going to die of hunger, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, and those that escape the hunger shall die by the gun. You know, they shall die by the hands of people that are in a desperate state of trying to maintain themselves. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. So there will be no burial place for people who gonna have an honorable a grave. You know, none of that is going to take place, man. And this is all the will of the Most High. So when you might have people saying things like, yeah, so let's do what we gotta do in order to restore or to save our country, you know, or the corporation America, there's nothing you can do. This is the will of the Most High. There's no healing, there's no preventing of destruction upon America. America is appointed to be completely destroyed for what they've done. You know, Jeremiah 51 verse 6, so the Lord says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, which means deliver yourself, separate yourself from the ways of Babylon and return unto the Most High. Walk in the ways of the Most High and don't get consumed by the destruction that is about to fall upon Babylon. It says, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in iniquity. Yeah, because America is responsible for sin upon sin. If you read in Revelation 18, it speaks about how our sins has reached unto heaven. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. We're living in a time where the Lord is passing out judgment, man. The Most High is passing out grievous judgment, not only to the rulers upon this earth, but also towards the people that are living in the system, man. Many people that are offending, many people that are walking in a blasphemous spirit upon this earth, they are getting judged by the Most High. You know, He will render unto a recompense unto that harlot, the mother harlot. You know, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken, because everybody was drinking, partaking of the philosophy of America, like how it says in Habakkuk. You know, he's a proud man, neither keep it at home. He's pushing his whole philosophy, his whole way of being towards everybody on this globe, man. The nations have drunken of a wine therefore the nations are mad. Yeah, they're bugging out, man. You know, the scripture speaks about how a drunken man staggered. Let's get that, man, in the book of Isaiah 19. The book of Isaiah 19 verse 14. The Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work. Therefore, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. Yeah, because it is a perverse, a morally deranged spirit that is actually pushed in America. That's why you see all those abominable things which goes completely against any form of nature. You know, debauchery and depravity is being pushed as a normal standard on this earth, man. And that's the philosophy, the wine of America. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. Yeah, because the destruction will come suddenly. If your mind is occupied in having fun, bread and circus, being distracted, or in this case now, being oppressed by the tyranny concerning the whole disease that is spreading, dealing with the restrictions, dealing with the oppression. People are longing for some time of relief and going to the club again and all those things which they have been restricted from. People are looking for that joy, for that happiness, you know. Many people are coping with the depression. Many people are trying to find ways to continue. That's why they comply. So the destruction that is right now in process will fall suddenly upon them, because many people are simply not aware. Many people are not watching what truly is taking place. Only the ones that are appointed, the prophets, the seers, are occupied in it. You know, you got certain truth seekers that are busy with trying to do and take steps. You got doomsday preppers. You know, and one of the latest things is that how they chase and they go after the preppers, man. Many of those preppers that are giving people guidance in how to prepare for this upcoming clash or collapse, so to say, are all of a sudden dying. So there's some weird, strange, suspicious things taking place upon this earth, where the how you call them, the preppers are actually being targeted, man. You know, because the mindset of Esau is like this, man. He wants you to completely depend on him. He doesn't want you to become independent, with which you can maintain yourself, no matter how heavy and how grievous and how desperate the situation will get. That's why we got the Most High. You know, we always tell people, like, if you have money, you go to the store, you buy certain things, two of them, you know, buy some extra and put it away. To have a bit extra is not wrong, but it's not the case that you should put your trust in thinking that you can prepare yourself for the collapse that is about to come, because you can't prepare yourself completely for what is going to happen. You can't. Only by the help of the Most High you can be saved from what the Most High is about to bring upon this earth. You know, so there's divine help needed in order to conquer what is about to happen. It says, forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country. So many people are going to flee from America, and they want to seek to go to their own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies because of her sins. The scripture speaks about it in Revelation 18. Her sins has reached unto heaven, you know, and she can be healed. So the Lord had brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare Zion, the work of the Lord, our power. You see, so, and that's why we declare what the Most High is going to do for us, man. How the elect, Lord willing, we are part of it, that we're going to be saved from this destruction, man. But anybody that is not walking in the ways of the Most High, that is simply conforming him or herself onto the ways of this wicked world, they're all appointed to be completely destroyed, man. You know, so get ready for what is about to happen. Get ready and understand why we continually keep telling the people this doom and gloom is around the corner. This doom and gloom is around the corner. It's taking place in front of you right now. But we're moving and moving further and further. Things are only turning up. You know, so get ready. Draw nigh unto the Most High. If you got a little money, buy some extra things, you know, so that you can go through, so that you can face the calamities that is about to come upon this earth for a time, while you keep your trust in the Most High, man. Shalom.